I've heard a common complaint from surfers that has something to do with elbow pain. Many ask if there's a certain paddling technique that aggravates a discomfort they might feel in the elbow. There are a few incorrect paddling movements that might be the cause of the pain. And there are a few activities that have nothing to do with paddling, which are more often a primary cause of the pain in the elbow. Starting with the incorrect paddling technique that may be the cause of elbow pain, the two most common movements that I see as an issue are overreaching and pushing down, and number two, pulling too hard too soon. You've heard me go on and on about why overreaching and pushing down is a problem, so I won't go into more detail in this video. Just know that overreaching and pushing down may cause pain in the elbow when done often enough. The second paddling technique possible cause of elbow pain is pulling too hard too soon. If a surfer was to enter their arm at the correct entry point with an elevated elbow, many times excitement causes them to pull quite hard in the front part of the stroke. When this happens, the elbow and shoulder are still in a precarious position, being in front of the shoulder and deep in the water. Pulling hard with the arm and elbow and shoulder at the angle they are at right off the bat causes undue stress on the elbow because that becomes the point of leverage from the pressure on the hand and lower arm. It's not until the hand and arm begin to approach the shoulder that the power muscles take over and become the leverage point. The easy solution to this is to add progressive force from the beginning of the stroke to the end of the stroke. By building up your force, you avoid any undue stress on the elbow because when the arm is in the position to stress the elbow, the surfer only applies a little bit of force in the stroke. That force grows as the hand and arm proceed backward, and by the time it peaks, the hand and arm are positioned such that the body's big power muscles take the lion's share of the load. When I assess a surfer's paddling technique, and they state their elbow is experiencing pain, and they are entering their arm at the correct location, and they are adding progressive force, then I find that most of the time the culprit has nothing to do with paddling. However, when they surf, they experience the pain and associate it to paddling. So then, what might be the cause of that kind of elbow pain? Oftentimes, when we investigate it further, it ends up being in the pop-up movement and or the duck dive or push-through movement. The aggressive and dynamic pop-up movement with the elbow close to the body replicates the pain they feel in the elbow. So does the plank hold they might sustain when duck diving or pushing through whitewater. The solution to these problems require a physical therapist and or a strength and conditioning coach. And the prescription is normally to strengthen and stretch those areas and those motions using static and dynamic exercises. For example, one might start with slow and deliberate narrow push-ups and variations of push-ups on the floor, something that doesn't move. Then they might progress to the same or similar exercises on an upside-down Bosu ball, simulating the shakiness your board might experience when duck diving and popping up on water. I highly recommend you talk with a surf physical therapist and a surf strength and conditioning coach to develop a plan to help you recover from the injury and enhance your movement for these activities. And let me know if you need some recommendations. I have some great vetted surf physical therapists that can help you, as well as some fantastic surf-specific strength and conditioning coaches. Next time you experience some elbow pain, before jumping right to paddling technique as the possible cause, see if you can recreate the pain duck diving or popping up. If you pass that test, be sure to avoid overreaching and avoid pushing too hard too soon in the stroke. If you pass those tests, then be sure to reach out and contact me. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Until then, I'll see you in the water.